Hello all, this is Nitin and welcome to the demo of how to create a simple web page in a very effective modular manner. Before starting that, we should know about that what is HTML. HTML is a hypertext markup language which is used for creating a web pages. Nowadays, UI development is very emerging. HTML is a very emerging language to develop a web pages. So today we will going to learn how to develop a simple web page using very effective manner. That you all know that previously the developer are used to use a table like structure to develop a website. That means they are dividing the web pages in a section by using a table, but it have very complex structure. Like for example, we have a table tag. Inside that there is a number of child elements it have, like tr, which is it is table row /tr. It also contains a child element that is, for example, th, then td, th means table heading, td means table data. Means if you are writing a whole, means designing web page using table tag, it should be structured like that. There is a number of tr, there is a number of table heading tag, there is a number of table data tag. Means which is very hard to read, hard to maintain, very complex structure it have. And what happens when that, if you develop a particular website and hosted it, and if you means for example develop whole site by using a table tag, when particular user going to search your website or on Google or in any search engine, so it is means find out the particular keywords, means which is not easy to find by the crawl engine, that if you are designing a particular website using a table tag. The most recommended way is to develop it and design website using a div tag. Div tag. If you means div tag basically is for dividing the section particular page in a section wise, as previously table tag does. I am not saying to don't use table tag, but it has a particular specific use to use. Means if you require the particular tabular data, that time only you can use, but not for the dividing a section page in a section. Means you have to want the particular element in a particular section, particular part. You should not use the table tag, you should use the div element. So let's go one by one. Before that, before developing a website, you should know about that what is inline properties, inline block properties, block properties. That our div element is a by default block level element. Block level element. That's why you should know about what is inline element, inline block. Let's go back this way. Block. Sorry. Then block. What is inline element? Inline element is a type of element which doesn't support height and width properties. For example, if write particular, for example, there is a span element which is by default inline element. It doesn't support span element. It is a by default inline. If we write anything in that particular blocks, so this span element, that means inline element, only give height and width of this content. It will, if we apply property externally by using CSS, it will not get applied for to that element. Let me show example one by one. Let's create an example for HTML. HTML is a entry tag for the hypertext markup language. whenever you're writing any creating one any page, you should write that code in a HTML tag. Then there is a head tag. There is a number of tag, head slash head, body. If we are designing anything else, anything, it should be included in that body, as name suggests that it's the body of that web page. For example, let's take one span element. Span element. Span element. Let's run it. This is a span element. Let's take some let's take this property as background. Right. So it is very visible. Now it is span element. If we inspect it, you will going to show that it is only height and it is going height width of that content height width only. It is not getting any extra width. If we give height width properties externally, for example 200 px height width 200 px, see it is not taking height and width for the span element because it doesn't support that till height and width. But if we write another element, that span element 2, it will come besides of it, because when we are adding any inline element, it will come to that next inline element. But all elements should have inline. If this element is a block level element, if it is span element, then it will come below of this element. So it is a span element, so it will come besides of width, but it doesn't support height and width. But if we want that this element should be like a box, means like 200 height and width for this box, 200 height and width for this box. But if we, for example, create display block, so now it will take the whole width of that particular parent element. Currently its parent element is body, because we include in that element a body. If we take height 200 px, now it will support height and width 200 px. It look like as a box. So it is box, but we want both element as a box. I'll take it here as well. 1 minute. So sorry, it's a inline property. We should create a display block. Now both are showing as a boxes. Now these two boxes are showing here, but what is the issue? If we require these two boxes in a line as our page structure flows, means span element 1 besides of span element 2 besides of span element 1, but it is not possible by using display block properties. But it supports height and width. But if we want that particular box should be beside of it, there is a one more property, that is display inline block. What does it mean? It is an inline element with the support of height and width properties. For example, if we create inline block, it's still not getting, we are still not getting the answer, because it should have both element as inline block. Inline block. Now it's looking better. These two elements have come beside to each other. This is the main way to create a website. This span element, let's create. By default, div element is a block element. So whenever you want to create any block element, should not use span and giving properties an inline block, because it is not recommended way, because we already have a one block level elements by default, that is div. If you want particular element to be a inline, means comes inline block, then we need to use the property span inline block external. Now create. When we are creating, for example, let's create two div elements and give I class to them, that is, for example, text wrapper, text element, text element, text element, element, block level element 1, block level element 2. Now it will run as, it will come one by one. Let's create, let's give the CSS style to it, that is style text element, at 200 px, width 200 px, background, red, and margin means that we are leaving a space after that particular block. Means if we are giving margin 5 px, it will leave space for that, that is 5 px on the bottom, top, left, right. Now let's write. Now it will still not getting that, because we need to give style to as a class. Something going wrong here, 1 minute, sorry. It should be a style element, not tag. Now it will look like that, block level element, block level element 2. Why it is come be one by one? Because it is a block level element. If we want it should come beside to each other, then should give display properties inline block. Now this will come like that. Now whenever we are developing something, you should know that we are, if we are placing some div, it should be enclosed in a particular wrapper. Now you are not understanding which type of section it is, that it is right, it is like a span element, inline element, this is a block level element, but you didn't recognize that which type of block for that. For example, if I write like that, div now it is a id span element wrapper. Now same for that block element. Every element which you are writing, every tag should be closed, otherwise page will misbehave. id denotes that identity of the particular block, that is, it is a block element wrapper. Now if any users, any developer, if you are reading your code, now you will go, he can easily understand that what particular block mean, what is the use of it, what this particular block mean. Now you are getting that this span element wrapper, this is a block element wrapper. It is it's just an example that you are writing. It is anything. For example, this is for example, it is for the information section, it is for the information section, it is for that image section, it is for anything. This way this is the particular element structure we can write in a modular way, and we should have one root element which includes all that property. In this way we can write up in a modular way do CSS. We can design a web page. By using this, we can't put that particular element apart from that page flow. Whenever any elements loaded into the DOM, it will goes as per the page flow. There is one big mistake done by the developer is they are using float properties, float left instead of inline block. For example, let's this block element, this, and if we are dividing the particular element as wrapper, so you can easily understand that is that is span element wrapper, block element wrapper. You know where to go. For example, we have come here, that text element. That text element is inline block, but if it is not inline, and if we are leaving this, so but still we want that element beside that another block element, that is float left. Float left. So it will look like the display inline block properties, but it's not a recommended way to do that. So recommended way to do that is you should use website using div tag. You should do the website using a div tag, because it's a recommended way. We cannot putting any element aside of that page flow. If you are using a float tag, it actually manipulating that page structure. It is push the particular element apart from that page flow. Sometimes if you write that particular element of page flow left, anything else, sometimes your website is misbehave. You are very hard to maintain, hard to design, very complex structure, and you sometimes can't understand why the particular element is not getting as per the page flow. So most recommended way to use display inline block, which the by default page flow structure, that if we want the particular element should be placed as per the page flow. I'm not saying that don't use float element, but float properties have a basic purpose. If you want particular element to be as floated structure, means floated, for example image you want to be a floated, then you can use the float property. Yeah. So I'm suggesting that use div tag, write a code in a modular way, so easily other developer can understand, and it is very easy to maintain, very modular. So in next video we will understand how to write a modular CSS and how it helps to us. Thank you.